A Doll's House is a story about the life of a woman named Nora. It is about the character development of Nora Helmer. She has always been a very domesticated lady throughout her whole life. Further, Nora always does what is best for her family. She gets tangled in messy circumstances because of money she borrows from an ill-reputed man, Krogstad, for her husband, Torvald. However, in A Doll's House, we see that her husband and Krogstad both try to control her in their own ways. In the end, Nora leaves her husband as she cannot handle the suffocation anymore and becomes independent to explore herself.
Well, at all events, you know now that you can comment me body and soul. So when you speak out,
After what happened,
I beg you to let me know what it is.
I can't tell you anything now.
Yes, you mustn't punish me in that way. Let me have permission to do for you whatever a man may do.
You can do nothing for me. Besides, I really don't need any help at all. Of course, you must see that the whole thing is merely fancy on my part. It really is so? Of course it is. You are a nice sort of man, Dr. Ryan. Don't you feel the same of yourself? Now the time has come.
Not a bit, but perhaps I had better go forever.
No, indeed. You shall not. Of course, you must come here just as before. You know very well that Torvald can't do without you.
Yes, but you?
Yes, I'm tremendously pleased when you come.
It's just that put me in the wrong track. You are rude to me. I've often thought that you would almost as soon be in my company as in Helmer's.
Yes, you see there are some people one love best, and others whom one would almost always rather have as companions.
Yes, there's something in that.
When I was at home, of course I love father best. But I always thought it tremendous fun if I could steal down into the maid's room, because they never more like that, and talk to each other is such an entertaining thing.
I see. It's their place I've taken.
Oh, dear Dr. Anne, I'm surely that you know being with Torvald is little likely with being my father.
You please, ma'am.
Oh,
Is there anything wrong?
no. Not in the least. It's only something. It is my new dress.
What? You dress like there?
Yes, that is. That one is one new.
Oh, then that was the great secret.
Of course, do go into him. He is sitting in the room. Keep him as long as.
Don't worry, I won't let him escape.
And he is standing in the kitchen?
Yes, get up the big stairs.
But didn't you tell him no one was in?
Yes, but it was my book.
You won't go away?
No, he says you want until he see you, ma'am.
Okay, let him come here. But quietly, you mustn't say anything to anyone because that is a surprise for my husband.
Yes, ma'am. I quite understand.
Tell me the proportion to put it to.
I shall only present it. Keep it in my possession. No one who is not concerned in the matter shall have the slightest hint of it, so that if the thought of it has driven you into any desperate dissolution,
It has?
if you had it in your mind to run away from your home,
I had.
or even something worse,
How could you know of that?
give up the idea.
How did you know I thought of that?
Most of us think of that at first. I did too, but I hadn't the courage.
Nor I had.
No, that's it, isn't it? You hadn't the courage either?
No, I haven't.
Besides, it would have been a very foolish thing. Once the first storm at home is over, I have a letter for your husband in my pocket,
Telling him everything?
in as lenient a manner as I possibly could.
He mustn't get the letter. Tear it up. I'll find some means of getting money.
Excuse me, Miss Helmer, but I think I told you just now.
I'm not speaking of what I owe you. Tell me what sum you're asking my husband for, and I will get the money.
I'm not asking your husband for a penny.
What do you want then?
I will tell you. I want to rehabilitate myself, Miss Helmer. I want to get on. I mean that your husband must help me. For the last year and a half, I have not had a hand in anything dishonorable, and all that time I have been struggling in the most restricted circumstances. I was content to work my way up step by step. Now, I'm turned up, and I'm not going to be satisfied with merely being taken into favor again. I want to get on. I tell you, I want to get into the bank again in a higher position. Your husband must make a place for me.
That he will never do.
He will. I know him. He dare not protest. And as soon as I am in there again with him, then you will see. Within a year, I shall be the manager's right hand. It will be Niels Krogstad and not Torvald Helmer who manages the bank.
That's the thing you will never see.
Do you mean that to me?
I have courage enough right now.
Ah, you can frighten me. Fine, spoiled woman like you.
You will see.
Under the ice, perhaps. Down into the cold, cold black water, and then in the spring to float up to the surface, all horrible and unrecognizable, within your hand falling out.
You can't frighten me.
Nor you, me. People don't do such thing, Miss Helmer. Besides, what use would it be? I should have you completely in my power all the same.
After what? When I'm no longer.
Have you forgotten that it is I who have the keeping of your reputation? Well, now I have warned you. Don't do anything foolish. When Helmer has had my letter, I shall expect a message from him. And be sure you remember that it is your husband that forced me into such ways as this again. I will never forgive him for that. Goodbye, Miss Helmer.
There, I can't say anything more to my mom. Would you like to try it on?
Kristen, come here.
What's the matter with you? You look so agitated.
Come here. Do you see the letter? You can see it through the glass in the letter box.
Yes, I see.
The letter is from Krogstad.
Nora, it was Krogstad who lent you the money?
Yes, and Torvald will know all about it.
Believe me, Nora. It is the best for both of you.
You don't know all of it. I forged him.
Good heavens!
I only want to say this to you. You must be my witness.
Your witness? What do you mean? What am I to do?
If I should go out of my mind, and it might easily happen.
Nora!
And if anything would happen to me, anything, for instance, that might prevent my hair.
Nora, you are quiet of you.
And if should happen, that were someone who won't take all the responsibility, all the blame, you understand?
Yes, but how can you suppose?
Then, you must be my witness. That is not true at all, Christine. I'm not out of my mind at all. I'm
in my right since now. And I tell you, no one has done anything about it. I alone did the whole thing. Remember that.
I will indeed, but I don't understand all this.
How should you understand it? That the whole thing, the wonderful thing is going to happen.
Wonderful things.
Yes, a wonderful thing. But that is so terrible. It mustn't be happen. Not for all the world.
I will go at once and see Krogstad.
Then go to him. He will do some harm.
There was a time he would gladly do anything for my sake.
He?
Where does he live?
How should I know? Yes. Here is his card and the letter. The letter.
Nora!
What's that? What do you want?
Don't be so frightened. We are not coming in. You have locked the door. Are you trying on your dress?
Yes, that's it. And it's so nice, Torvald.
I see. He lives at the corner here.
Yes, but that is no use. It's hopeless. The letter is lying in the box.
And your husband keeps the key?
Yes, always.
Krogstad must ask for his letter back unread. He must find some for excuse.
But it is just at this time that Torvald generally.
You must delay it. Go into him in the meantime. I will come back as soon as I can.
Torvald!
Well, my Avenger are the last to come into my room again. Come along, Ren. Now you will see. But what is this?
What is what, dear?
Ren, let me explain transformation.
I understood so, but evidently I was mistaken.
Yes, nobody is have the chance to marry me in my dress until tomorrow.
You look so worn out. Have you been practicing too much?
No, I have not practiced at all.
But you will need to.
Yes, indeed I shall. But I can't get out of it without you to help me. I have forgotten the whole thing.
No, we will work it out again.
Yes, help me, Torvald. Promise that you will. I'm so nervous about it. All the people. You must give yourself up to me and travel this evening. Not the beast of the business. You mustn't even take a pen in your hand. Will you promise me, Torvald?
I promise, this evening I will be wholly and absolutely at your service. But first of all,
What are you going there?
to see if any letters come.
No, don't do that.
Why not?
There is nothing there.
But let me look.
I can't dance tomorrow if I don't practice with you.
Are you really so afraid of it, dear?
Yes, so dreadfully afraid of it. Let me practice at once. There is a time now before we go to dinner. Please sit down and play for me. Criticize me and correct me as you play.
With great pleasure, if you wish me to.
Now you are play and I will dance.
Slower, slower!
I can't do it any other way.
So violently, Nora!
This is the way.
Nora, it's not right.
Didn't I tell you so?
Let me play for her.
Yes, do. I can correct better then.
Oh, such fun, Christine.
My dear darling Nora, you can dancing if your life depends on it.
So it does.
Stop, Ren. Musician madness. Stop. I tell you to stop. I could never believe it. You have forgotten that everything I told you.
There you see.
You will need a lot of coaching.
Yes. You see how much I need it. You can't coach me until the last minute. Promise me that, Torvald.
You can depend on me.
You don't have to think anything but me. Either today or tomorrow. You mustn't open the letter. even open the letter box.
If you're still afraid of it, dear.
Yes, indeed, I am.
Nora, I can tell you from your looks that there is a letter from him lying there.
I don't know. I think there is. But you mustn't open anything for it now. Nothing horrid must come to us till this is all over.
You mustn't contradict her.
The child in her way, but tomorrow night, after you have danced,
Then you will be free.
Inner circle.
Oh, we will have separate challenge.
Very good, ma'am.